Let's talk about how to load a motorcycle when you are living in a van or traveling in a van or wanting to put it on a van. I got a 2500 Chevy Express because I knew I was going to put my bike on it. And of all the van lifers I watch, I never, hundreds, maybe even thousands of female van lifers with their dog. Nobody else has a motorcycle. So as I am loading it right now, I want to give you some pointers that I have learned. Now, I was traveling in my RV for 5 years and had this exact type of hauler that I got from Harbor Freight. It's $175. But the one that I had on my RV, I had them extend. I had them put an extra, 6 inches or so on this arm so that it would come out around the ladder that I had on the RV. So ultimately, I had to go buy a brand new motorcycle hauler for this setup. So even though I've loaded this bike for 2 years, this is only the second time I've loaded it on this setup, and every setup is different. So here's a few things that I've had to learn about this setup. First of all, you don't want your handlebar touching your glass, and you want to pull it away enough that if it does move around or teeter back and forth a couple inches, it doesn't bust your window out. Now, there's no guarantees if you hit a big rock or something, but make sure it's pulled out far enough away from that. Also, with my setup, I need my wheel to go right in this groove here. That's the only way I can get that handlebar to stay out of the glass and to keep the bike on perfectly. And so in order to get it into this groove, I had to use an extra piece of bungee here. Sorry, not bungee, ratchet. These are ratchet straps. Now, this is my third scooter and my third vehicle. So with my very first scooter, I didn't even know what a ratchet strap was. I didn't even know how to use one. So just practice with them, because they're all, every time you hook a bike up, it's going to be different. I don't remember exactly what these are called. I want to say they're called cam straps. But these, when they pull down, they automatically tighten, and these are great. I do still have the ratchet straps for other ways of tying it down. And once I tighten this strap and the ratchet strap, once I get it tightened, like really tight, I put a couple of knots here. And I'm sure somebody's going to want to mansplain me how these things work. But in my mind, if for some reason this thing, the mechanism breaks or something, at least if that knot's in there, it's not going to pull out. So that's my theory about tying them. And then I'm going to tie this in a knot up off the ground. So let me show you what it looks like when I get done. And also, this particular motorcycle hauler has these things for the tire. Now, when I had it on the RV, I had a wheel chock where you could actually pull the wheel into it and it would kind of lock the wheel. But because of these doors, I had to take it off of the other one. But it comes automatically with these. So this is pretty cool. And then when you do this, it tightens it down onto your wheel. Now, the first time you do this, you're going to want somebody else there with a hand to help you get it up the ramp and to help you figure out what all you need to do. But I had a guy put these on for me, so I have a place to strap it down. You have to make sure that this is a metal, really solid place to put it, the hooks there. And when I tell you I tighten these, I lean back like with all of my weight. So I just tied the strap up so that it doesn't hang, on the road. And a little word to the wise, I kept this piece of my first hauler because I already put carpet on it. Carpet, if you don't put carpet on it, the wheels are going to spin on this really smooth, slick aluminum. When you put carpet on there, you get some grip. And for some reason, notice how this has got a hole in it? For some reason, this new version did not have this. So I bought this D-clamp, and I had somebody drill this hole for me so that when you put it on here, you can clamp this. You want to do that. I don't know why they didn't do it this last go around, but it makes a huge difference, because when you're bringing your bike up the ramp and it bounces, this thing will bounce off. So you want to have somebody drill a hole in there and drill a hole in there and put a D-clamp on it. Now, one of the reasons I still have a scooter as opposed to a motorcycle, this scooter is 253 pounds and this motorcycle hauler is about 60 pounds. So total, they're just over 300 pounds. Whereas a Honda Rebel, just a 250 Honda Rebel, which is what I was going to get originally, is like 450 pounds just for the bike. So you need to know what your weight limit is for your vehicle. This particular motorcycle hauler will haul 500 pounds, I think. So it would haul a Rebel. And this van probably would haul a Rebel, but I know that I can't manhandle a Rebel up this ramp. But this is the third scooter. They're all about 250 pounds, and I can handle a scooter. This is a 200cc. My other two were 150s. Now, I'm still getting used to this scooter and this setup, but I do put one of these green ones around the center of it and continue to attach it to the bar. And I'll tie this off as well. And I'll put one more around here, around the base. It just makes me feel better. Technically, these four here, 1, 2, and then 3, 4, one on the other side, will hold it. But God forbid one of them snaps. I just like to feel secure that there's a couple of fallback positions. Here's another little word to the wise. See this pin right here? That same pin was also on these. And the first time I put the motorcycle on here, when the tire was spinning these, it pulled all three of them out. My tire went all the way through the hole. It was just a big mess. So I actually got some bolts and screws to put on here. I actually lost one of these, the one that goes right there. And fortunately, I don't really need it. But learn from my mistake and bolt these on before you put the bike up there. I'm telling you, it'll shoot these things out like a rocket. And the only reason I don't have one over there is because it won't fit. But that one down there doesn't get the same torque. The wheel just sits on top of it as opposed to spinning these things and just shooting them out into nowhere. Okay, you want to cover your bike too. Keeps the road dirt off of it and any rocks that get thrown up, etc. I put straps over the cover to keep the cover from ripping like the American flag in the wind, right? So this is going to whip around when you're driving, but if you put these over it, it helps. And it also gives a little bit more stability. So I play with this a little bit. I'm still not crazy about the way it is right now, but just showing you that you can do this. And I'm certainly not an expert at it, but I haven't lost a bike yet. And yeah, I mean, I go through cities. I mean, I drive like a grandma. I drive slow. When I see bumps, if I'm going up an incline, I slow down. In the RV, this thing would actually drag the ground. This one, it doesn't, surprisingly enough. But yeah, I'll do another video showing how to use the ratchet straps. My cousin had to show me how to do it because I had never done one before. And I'll do another whole video of me putting it up on the rack. But yeah, don't be afraid to give it a try. First couple of times, have somebody there with you. But I'm 130 pounds, 5'5", 57-year-old female, and I do it all by myself, and I'm very proud of that. So enjoy.